Hey guys, Davor here from Tennis House. I want to go through checkpoints on the forehand for you to have a successful forehand, and I picked Ante Pavic, who is a very good friend of mine, close to be top 100 in doubles, and I want to demonstrate on his forehand very important checkpoints that you can use to improve your forehand. So the first thing is every good player has, like you see here, split step, so you can change direction, and pay attention to his stance right here. It's a wide stance, so if you have a wide stance, you have good balance. You cannot have it too wide and you cannot have it too narrow. So this is perfect right here. He's very balanced, and as you see here, like very straight in the upper body, good balance overall. Now when you look at his left hand, the left hand plays a big part on the forehand. The left hand will adjust his racket head to get into the position right here, into the turning position. So look how long the left hand stays on there, almost like until the ball bounces, right? So this is one thing I want you to pay attention now. Right before the ball bounces, you have to be turned. And you can see Ante has a beautiful coil in the upper body. His chin is right where his left shoulder is. His opponent can see that shoulder or the part of the shoulder blade on the other side, and the eyes are straight on that ball, and I call this here with the strings point to the crowd. So all these factors, if you have them, that's a great checkpoint for you to make sure you're in a good position. So now, when the ball bounces, right before it bounces, you have to be in this position. The best players in the world, they do this here, this turn, immediately. And you never see like a Roger or Rafa turning late or framing the ball or hitting the ball late, because after the split, they're ready. And a lot of recreational players make a mistake here. They don't turn early enough, and that's one thing you can do where you do not need a coach, you do not need anyone, you can just do it. Okay, so we had it, he's coiled, his upper body is coiled, so now the left hand leaves the racket, as you see, and the ball bounces. So that's a great reference point. Right before the ball bounces, that's the latest when you should be turned. And now look how fast the ball comes up. Right after the bounce, he initiates the forward swing. Right after the bounce, right here, he initiates the forward swing. So you don't have any time. So when the ball bounces, you go forward and hit that ball. So now after the ball comes up, pay attention where his strings point. So his strings start to point down. So Rick Macy calls this tap the dog's head. You have so many expressions for this position. Roger hits a similar forehand. He goes right there where the racket is. He goes down like there. When you go back in this position here, Novak, for example, is not here with the racket. He's way further back, and his strings point actually almost to the fence, right? So this is a little bit different forehand because Ante has a different grip, and Ante plays more like a very strong Eastern or weak semi-Western grip. So with this grip, that allows him to be out here. So you always want to have the arms, as you see, the arms are nicely out here. That is so important because a lot of players get the racket too far around in this moment. Keep it compact and keep it simple. So now the racket head, as we said, drops. Eyes are still on the ball. He's still turned. It's beautiful. And one more reference point. When you have players, a lot of players open the body too early. So look at his belly button. His belly button points to the left, right? And when he's done with the shot, his belly button points forward. And in extreme cases, the belly button will point to the other side. So make sure you use the belly button as a reference point to stay long or sideways if your player opens up too early. So now, when he starts to forward swing, the butt cap points towards the ball forward. It's like right here. And the racket head will catch up a little bit later, and which is right here. Look how balanced he is. So important part is, now if you look at his left whole arm, he basically pulls the arm in here. See how it goes in? Like this. And with pulling the left arm in, he stays almost shoulder level with the arm, and that gives him balance. A lot of players right now, that arm here would hang somewhere down or would be over there. So make sure you keep the left arm around shoulder level or chest level when you tug it in. And we were talking about the butt cap. It's pointing forward now to the ball, and the racket head catches up. To create good topspin, make sure you see now this beautiful angle of the racket here. The racket head is pointing to the ground. So this is the only way you can create topspin. A lot of players in this position would have the racket head almost like right here, so they can't get enough under the ball to create topspin. So if you want to create topspin, this is the perfect spot. So now after he hits the ball, we talk about extension always. Look how nice he goes through first. So he follows through, and then the racket goes up. So first is the follow through right here, and then the racket goes up. Okay, so that's very important. After you contact, and then another measurement point is the contact is almost where the front toes are, like of the front foot right here. Okay, and then you follow through, and then the racket goes up. So now on the follow through, look how Ante, but Roger does it too, his eyes are still here where the ball was. So his eyes are still there, because in this moment now, right here, if he would move too early up, his contact point, which is here, if he would move his head now and doesn't stay still, his contact point, his whole racket would go up. So this contact point here would not be the same, it would be higher, and he would frame the ball. So that's why he stays still like this, and like Roger, he still is on the eyes are on the ball. And then his follow through, look at his hip, his right hip gets around, so that means that that's a natural byproduct. If you swing freely here, after the ball is hit, if you lose and let the hip come around, this is a natural byproduct of your forward motion. And then in the end, you see like his belly button, as I said, points forward. It shows that he uncoiled. And let's just talk about the finish a little bit longer. So he finishes about right here. You see some players finish about here. Some players put the racket even a little bit higher up and follow through longer. This is all style. The key is this part. From here to here. This little short part is the main action of the shot. Everything that happens before all this, here, this is individual style until you get till this point. Then this is all the same. And now after this point, all individual style again. Wherever you want to finish, wherever situation you're on the court, everything is different after this. And I think this is a very beautiful forehand. And I just want to go one more time through it. The split step, the shoulder turn where the left hand adjusts the racket head, right here. The eyes on the ball. The strings point to the crowd. The ball is about to bounce. He coiled his upper body. Then eyes are still on the ball. This racket, the strings go down right here. His left arm starts to pull in where the chest is. The butt cap points to the ball. The butt cap goes to the ball. The racket head catches up. Contact point is in front of the foot. He hits the ball, extends through. He stays with his head still, because if you wouldn't, you wouldn't have the same contact point. You would have a different contact point, and you would frame the ball most likely. He follows through. Nice loose wrist. He goes through. His contact point his finish is here. Other players finish higher, lower, depends on where you are on the court and what you're doing, which situation. And then the hip comes around. That's a natural byproduct of the nice swing. And overall, beautiful forehand. And I hope that video helps you a little bit to go through the key points. And the next video is coming tomorrow, guys. Thank you for staying with me. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification button.